Hello there. These are your notes for Unit 2, Lesson 3, Solving Multi-Step Equations. We have been working on in class single-step equations. We decided that the opposite of adding was subtracting. We decided the opposite of subtracting was adding. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, and the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So now let's put them together. Solving, the first thing you should write in your notes if you need to pause and get your notes together. You should know that solving is reverse PEMDAS. We have spent a lot of time with order of operations, both in this class, your nav math class, but now when we solve, we actually consider the same order, but backwards. So in your notes, it should be titled Unit 2, Lesson 3. You should have your Cornell boxes drawn in on the side, and then the first thing you write is solving is reverse PEMDAS. You can even put it in your big ideas section. So we have PEMDAS, good old PEMDAS. Usually when we simplify, which means we do not have an equation, we just have an expression, we will go do our parentheses, our exponents, multiplication, division from left to right, adding, subtracting from left to right. Now, when we solve for x, when we solve for x or for b or for a, whichever variable we choose, we actually start solving by undoing this. So there's a theme going on here, balance and undoing things. We undo this by doing our adding and subtracting first, then our multiplication or division, then our exponents, then it's our parentheses. So this is like a big idea to have. Keep this in mind. There should be a poster in my room that has something like this. Let's start with our first example. So my first example here, example 1 for solving. Let's do 3x minus 16 is equal to 17. So we are going to, this is more than one step. We've only been doing one-step equations. Now this is multiple. So to solve, we're going to go in this direction. We're going to think about this, solve. So let's do this. We're going to isolate, we need to isolate x. So how do we do that? Well, when we solve, that also means isolating a variable. Isolate the variable. So if we have, well, let's look for our addition subtraction first. Where's their addition subtraction? Right here. Here's some subtraction here. So we're going to do this first because we start with addition subtraction when we solve. So we're going to add 16, and what we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side of the equation. I'm going to draw an equal bar, drop this down here. So that's 3x. This goes to 0 because they're additive inverses. Additive inverses, which means these are numbers that add to 0. And then we're going to add the side. 17 plus 16. Well, let's see. There's a 3, carry the 1, another 3. So we get 33. Now, we did addition and subtraction. Check. Let's do multiplication and division. So this is 3 times x. So let's undo multiply by dividing by both sides. We're going to undo 3 times x by dividing by 3. So this becomes 1x. And 33 divided by 3, if you punch it into your calculator, if you have to do that, or if you just know, it's going to be 11. So we have 11. All right, that's our first example. Are there any more exponents? No exponents, no parentheses. So we have solved. Now what we're going to do is we're both going to solve algebraically and with a tape diagram. So get ready. Here are some examples. It says 1 again, but I'll cross this off and I'll write 2. I'll cross this off and write 3. I'll see if I can fix this. Example 4. So that's coming up. So we have 4 examples for the rest of this video. So example 2, solve each equation algebraically and with a tape diagram. So let's do our tape diagram here and algebraically over here. Remember, you can pause to write down the question because maybe you didn't have time to write this down yet. So you can pause, write it down. Okay, 5x plus 4 with a tape diagram. This piece of tape, and we have this whole piece of tape 5x plus 4 needs to equal to 19. So this entire piece of tape needs to equal to 19. We have 5 x's, so we have x plus another x plus another x plus another x plus another x plus 4 will be 19. So you think to your head, how can you logically solve this without doing algebra? Logically solve this. So out of 19 things, there's 4 that you can get rid of here because we're trying to solve for x. So minus 4, that'll give us 15. And then, so this here left is 15. And then there's 5 x's. Well, we need to divide 15 into 5 groups in order to solve for x. So without doing algebra, we have just logically shown that x is equal to 3. But let's do it algebraically. So remember, we have PEMDAS, but we're going to go backwards. We're going to solve. So we have 5x plus 4 is equal to 19. So I look around and I look, where's their addition and subtraction? Because I need to do that first. Well, here's a plus 4. So we're going to subtract 4, our additive inverse. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. Okay? And then we're going to subtract. So we have 5x is equal to 15. And now there's multiplication, so we need to undo the multiplication with divide. So we're going to divide by 5 on this side, divide by 5 on this side, and we have x is equal to 3. Good. Our answers check out. Tape diagram, algebraically. If you've already reached one page, pause the video to do your summary. Fill out 3 big ideas, 2 takeaways in your summary before you move on to the next page. Write this problem down. Take a few seconds to write this problem down. We're going to do the same thing where we have a tape diagram. And we have algebraically. Okay, here we go. Tape diagram. This entire piece of tape. I think I'm going to switch colors. I'll mix it. Purple. This entire piece of tape is 18. In that 18, it looks like we have 2 times x plus 4. So so now we have 2 things. So we have 2x plus 4s. That's what that says. Okay, so this is x plus 4. We have 2 of them. So if we have an x plus 4 here and an x plus 4 here. So I have 4 things put together. I have 2 x's. So I have 2 x's and 2 4s. Okay, so if I draw another tape diagram, let's see, same length. This is still 18. So 2 of these are 4 and 4, and then 2 of these are x and x. So I think to myself, okay, 18 minus 4, that's 10. And then 10 divided by 2, okay, that's 5. So if I replace 5 in here, will that make 18? Let's find out. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 5 is 13, plus 5 is 18. Good. So intuitively, I think that x must equal to 5. Let's do it algebraically. 2 times x plus 4 equals 18. So we are going to do our PEMDAS backwards. PEMDAS. We're going to solve. So is there addition? Yes, but it's inside the parentheses, so we can't do it yet. Is there multiplication and division? This is 2 times x. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either divide both sides by 2 right now, or some of you are going to practice your distributive property and distribute before you solve, because now this looks like something you can solve. From here, let's go back to the beginning. Is there addition and subtraction? Yes. So we're going to subtract 8 on both sides. 2x is equal to 10. And now we divide. Because this is 2 times x, we're going to divide both sides by 2. Oh, x is equal to 5. There we go. We're doing it again. They're the same. Excellent. One more example. Hang in there. For this next one, you might have to pause right here to write it down. And then when you're done pausing and writing it down, we're back here. So I'm going to highlight this. So if you have a highlighter, you should pause the video, go grab it, or go grab a different color pen. I'm going to annotate in pink. Jenny is on the local swim team for the summer and has swim practice 4 days per week. 4 days per week. I'm annotating the number and the units. The schedule is the same each day, okay? The team swims in the morning and then again for 2 hours in the evening. If she swims 12 hours per week total, how long does she swim each morning? Okay. How long does she swim each morning? So this is our find. And what I mean by find is like, what are we looking for? What's our find? I'm going to ask you, what is our find? And you're going to say hours in the morning for swim practice. We're going to draw a tape diagram and we're going to do this algebraically. Tape. Whoa, I did something weird. Tape and algebraic. Tape. So total, it is 12 hours. Total, 12 hours. So it says they have swim practice 4 days per week for a total of 12 hours. Okay, so I'm going to split this into 4 days a week. The team swims in the morning for some amount of hours. Find hours in the morning. So that's going to be X. So X and then 2 hours. So X and then plus 2. So 4 times a week, they swim some amount in the morning plus 2. Okay, so I'm going to break this up. X plus 2, X plus 2, X plus 2, X plus 2. So how many X's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 X's. So I'm going to draw the same tape diagram, but I'm going to rearrange what this looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have all of our X's, 4 X's, and we have 2's. So now we can start subtracting. 2 away from 12, 2 away from 10, 2 away from 8, 2 away from 8. So we have 4 left. 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8. Okay. So 12 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 is equal to 4. And then you're going to divide 4 divided by the number of x's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1. So x is going to equal to 1. Watch. I'm going to substitute in 1 for x. You can just write over this if you have it. 1, 1, 1, 1. Does this add up to 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Good. We did it. Let's do it algebraically because some of you really want to see this part. Okay. I'm actually going to use my tape diagram to help me. So I'm going to redraw my tape diagram. This is 12. This whole thing is 12. And we had x plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2, and x plus 2. So we have 4 groups times x plus 2 equals to 12. So we can distribute first. 4x plus 8 is equal to 12. And do our reverse PEMDAS. If this is, I'm going to look for addition subtraction first. I see it right here. So I'm going to undo this by subtracting 8 on both sides. Draw in my bar. 4x is equal to 4. And because this is 4 times x, I'm going to undo times to get x is equal to 1. That was 2 steps, but it came from a lot of words. So I want you to, in your big ideas, I want you to write something about what did it mean to annotate? What did you underline? Why was it important? And something else that's a big idea that is your choice, and something else that is a big idea that's your choice. And then below, when you summarize, you need to write your summary. And I want 2 takeaways from the notes that are directly related in order for you to score the highest on your rubric. When you take your notes, take a few minutes to look at your rubric and score your own notes. And we're going to bring it to class and we're going to score it again. Okay, bye.